See, I got me an idea, and I'ma put it to work, and I'ma gauge my progress by the sign of the word. Now I ain't yet a success, but yes, the word that I stress, cause by the time you hear the CD, count the steps that I've left, I'm passing all of you.
Once again, it's another Make It Happen Mondays, and this one is a very special edition for Mother's Day. Now, Mother's Day was yesterday, right? Because today's Monday, but still, it's in the spirit of Mother's Day. So check this out. When I was thinking about the message that I was going to deliver to y'all today, I was thinking to myself, you know what? Think of the spirit of a mother. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, mother's got a different kind of love. You know what I mean? Like, it's I mean, I'm a father, you know what I'm saying? So I love like you can't believe I love, you know what I'm saying? But a mother's love, my opinion, is different. I mean, when you're sick, you know what I'm saying? Most people, again, not all, I'm going to speak in generalities, broad strokes here, you know what I'm saying? Most people, they ain't looking to cuddle up with their father, you know what I'm saying? They looking to cuddle up with their mom, you know what I mean? They ain't looking to have they uncles cook them a hot soup, you know what I mean? They looking for their mom, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know, maybe you watch a scary movie, you're looking for your father and stuff like that. Again, I'm speaking from my perspective, my point of view. If you feel me, you feel me. If not, I apologize, right? But check it. That's the spirit of this whole message that I'm trying to talk about, a mother's love, right? And I think, you know, besides everything else that our mothers teach us, I think that we can pick something up from just that and that alone, a mother's love. There really ain't no reason for people to be hating on anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. People are sitting there saying, oh, you know, haters gonna hate, haters gonna hate. And I feed off the haters and all that. That's great. You know what I'm saying? If we can use that as motivation and all that, I'm not saying that there's not hate in the world. I'm not saying that people ain't hating on you. I'm not saying that people ain't hating on me, right? And I ain't saying that we can eradicate all hate. I'm just saying that there ain't no need for it really when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? And because we're talking about ourselves and being motivated and being inspired, I'm going to talk about specifically how it relates to us, not necessarily how hate is reflected off of us, right? But how it is that we can respond to the world. So, if all we do is respond like a mother, right? I know I respond like a mother, yeah. But for real though, let's keep it clean here, right? If all you do is respond to the world like a mother would, man, imagine what a better life it would be. Imagine what a better world it would be. You're probably like, what are you talking about, man? You going out on some airy stuff here. I don't understand what you're talking about. Well, check this out, right? I'm going to give you two examples, right? I was working, right, at my job. And there was a lady, she was going through some things, you know what I'm saying? And she was going through her own trials and tribulations and what it is that she's going through and whatnot. And she didn't know really where I stood, right? There was people who was working with her who was, you know, swerving a little to the left, swerving a little to the right. And she wasn't understanding, you know what I'm saying, where she stood. She was feeling a little bit vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? She was feeling uneasy about the vulnerability that she had, right? And this is an educated woman, you know what I mean? And she's on point. She's been doing her thing for quite some time, right? And she didn't know where I stood, you know. And you know me, sometimes I'm not necessarily the most delicately speaking person that there is, you know what I'm saying? Some people, oh, you tell it like it is. Believe it or not, that's something I'm trying to work on, right? Just, you don't need to tell it like it is if it's going to hurt or if it's going to jar somebody, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes there's a way to be able to lay it on somebody without being fake, but just, you know what I'm saying, a little bit better in my communication, improving my communication, right? Listen, better in my communication. I'm talking about communication, right? Anyway. So she and I, we started butting heads on some nonsense, right? And really, she was just butting my head. I wasn't really doing nothing back. But I was feeling it though, right? And I'm like, man, I'm telling you what, the old Pablo Rivera started to kick in and I was ready to start clapping back big time, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking to myself, yo, who does this lady think she is? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know who I am? Yo, anyways, right? And that's exactly what I was thinking, was wait until you get a load of me, you know what I mean? And, but I didn't, right? Instead, I was like, you know what? Everybody goes through their own thing. Let me take a step back real quick and approach this from a different angle. Because I'm telling you, I was coming strong and right down the middle a couple times, right? My mom used to tell me, speaking of Mother's Day, my mom used to tell, si alguien te da una vez, dale tres veces para atrás, right? That's if somebody hit you one time, you hit them 3 times back, right? And I was ready to do that. I'm telling you, I was ready to do that. Like, oh, you want to verbally joust with the kid? Okay, let's get it, right? But I didn't do that. Instead, I called this lady up and I let her know how much I respect her, right? I said, listen, you are a master at your craft, and I respect that. You know, before I got in here, I saw you doing what you was doing, and I was like, okay, I got somebody to learn from. You see what I'm saying? And I let her know that I felt disappointed that our relationship was getting strained off of something that shouldn't be. And I didn't say because of what you doing or because of what you saying, and I didn't say well, because if you would only listen to or you need to understand. I didn't say none of that, right? 7 strategies of highly successful people. You're gonna hear me say that over and over and over again. First, seek to understand before you seek to be understood, right? And I wasn't sitting there trying to find out necessarily what was going on in her life, right? I just wanted to fix our problem. So I came to her for real, and I was like, "Look, this is how I feel. This is what I'd like for us. This is where I would like for us to be, and I appreciate you. I know that you do great work, and I just want to do whatever it is that I can do to add to that, so that whatever it is, that service or product that you and I are working on, can be the best that it can be. Because I don't want it to end up being lesser than because you added me to the equation, right? Or I've been added to the equation. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'll tell you what. That relationship at that moment started to turn itself around. And me and that lady, right now, as of today, like literally as of today, we got a fantastic relationship right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, think about the contrast to that. Had I come out guns blazing, right? You know, hitting her 3 times back, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been like that. Her defenses would have got even stronger. Her guard would have come up even more. You know what I'm saying? And that whole relationship would not have been a good relationship. It would have been... She wouldn't have been as productive as she could be. I wouldn't have been as productive as I could be, right? And whatever that end product or service that we were working on would have just been lesser than, you know what I mean? And it wouldn't have been good. Wouldn't have been good. You know what I mean? I approached it with that of a mother's love. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come at it like, you know, I didn't try to protect or defend my ego. You know what I mean? Like, do you know who I am? None of that, right? I came at it with the perspective of a mother's love. You see what I'm saying? That's story number 1. Story number 2, very similar situation. Very similar situation. Another person started pulling back, and I needed things from this person. And I'm like, Dad, what's going on? Now, I could recollect that this person was coming up with some ideas that I didn't necessarily agree with, right? And this person was doing certain things that was really my responsibility, right? So again, I didn't say, yo, check yourself before you wreck. I didn't say none of that. Yo, you better check yourself before you rickety wreck yourself, because shotgun bullets is bad. Right? I didn't do none of that, right? I was just like, yo, check this out. You know, you do what you do real well. I feel like I do what I do real well. So let's just stay in our lanes, right? Because the better we stay in our lanes, the better we can work together as a group. You know what I'm saying? And we had a little bit of discussion and stuff, but that person understood, and then we kept it moving. Man, wouldn't you know it? A month or 2 later, same person had another idea. I didn't agree with the idea. You know what I'm saying? And I said, I don't agree. You know what I mean? And I ain't trying to diss nobody, nothing like that. But here's the way I think it should be. And everybody else on the call was like, yep, that's the way we should go. Well, you know, now this is twice. And this person's feeling some kind of way. Maybe like I'm trying to aim at this person or something. And I wasn't at all. You know what I'm saying? But now here we go with this project that we're working on. And I needed this person to do something. And the person wasn't doing what it was that was expected of them, right? So I went ahead, I did it myself. You know what I mean? Again, not staying in my lane, but I tried. It wasn't going to happen. You know me, watch me make it happen, right? I'm not going to let nothing hold me back or stop me from doing what it is that I need to do, and doing it amazing, doing it phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever the expectations are, I'm up here. You know what I'm saying? At least that's my goal all the time. So I went ahead and I did it. I needed 2 things from this person. I did them both, right? And it was what it was. We get on this big call. I'm explaining everything. This person tried to call me out a little bit on the call. No big deal, you know what I'm saying? That's what the call was for, so we could polish up the finished product, right? And it was what it was. Then I start getting these messages, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I ain't going to argue with you, and I ain't going to prove myself, and I ain't going to blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? you're this type of person that, like, shooting at me again. You know what I mean? Trying to catch me. And again, si te da una vez, dale tres veces para atrás. And I was gonna do it, and I was like, I feel like there's an underlying issue here. Again, same thing. I came at it with the perspective of a mother's love. Long story short, we got on the phone. We started talking. I told the person I respect them. I understand where their strengths lie. You know what I mean? Anyway, long story short, we got off the phone. It was a good situation, and they even said, "Hey, thank you. I needed that. Just the fact that you came at it and the way you came at it and said the things that you said made me feel a whole lot better." Psh, fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Listen, anytime that you get in the encounter like that or a confrontation like that, and you take the high road, you're gonna come out winning. You know what I'm saying? And I know some people can take the high road and be like, well, and it's just really to fluff themselves up and make them feel better about themselves or paint themselves in a better picture. But that ain't what it is, man. I'm telling you, if you come at it always on the positive tip, you're going to end up on top all the time. You see what I'm saying? And that's what it was. Now, listen, I'm the type of person, those are my two examples. I'm going to leave it on this little capstone right here. I believe that if you do good things happen. If you put good things out into the world, good things gonna come back to you. Now, the thing is the yin and the yang that we talked about, right? If you put bad out into the world, bad is gonna happen too. That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Now, I believe that's God. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily saying God is going to do bad to you. God is going to do this. You know what I'm saying? But that's the whole, the struggle between good and evil, the good and bad, things like that. You know what I'm saying? I believe that I put good out there. I pray. I treat others the way I would like for them to treat me. You know what I'm saying? And again, listen, I'm human. You know what I'm saying? So if you've ever been screamed on by me or slighted by me, again, I apologize. I'm trying, right? I think there's a jam out there. Try Jesus. Not me, because I throw hands, right? Toby the Wiggery, if you don't know what I'm talking about. But my point is I try. I always try to put good out there, right? Now check this out. A lot of these last two examples that I talked to you about, those are the most recent two examples that I can think of, like recently in my life. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. My sprinkler system broke. And I called one person. They said they couldn't come until the end of July to come and just take a look at it. I called another place. There was like $150 just to come and check and take a look at it to diagnose it. You know what I'm saying? So left a message. You know what I'm saying? The dude called me back up and was like, yo, I can be there on Wednesday. I'm like, bet, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, all right, this is fantastic. Then I just started thinking, you know what I mean? I was like, man, this is going to take some time anyway, you know? How come we sitting upstairs eating dinner? We was eating dinner watching TV. You know what I'm saying? My wife was the one that wanted to do it that way. So don't be like, oh, how you eating dinner, watching TV, answering the phone on Mother's Day? It was her idea, right? So, not for me to answer the phone, but watching TV and eating, right? Pick up the phone, wouldn't you know it, it's my man from the sprinkler thing, like, yo, I'm in your area. If you want, I can go take a look at it right now. You see what I'm saying? Listen. Anybody who's listening to this will be like, oh man, that was just a coincidence and da-da-da. I believe that coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous, right? That's just what I believe. You could say it's the universe. You could say it's the law of attraction. You could say whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? I got one word to describe it, and that's me, all right? God, right? He's out there working on it right now when I'm sitting here doing this message for you. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, you put good out into the world, and good will come back to you, right? And approach every situation, confrontation, or just relationship from the perspective of a mother's love. And you're going to get the best out of it that you can possibly imagine. Whatever the best outcome is, that's what you're going to get, all right? Now, a little disclaimer, sometimes the best outcome doesn't come at the timing that you expected it to come, right? But it'll come. I'm letting you know right now. Put good out there in the world and approach every situation from the perspective of a mother's love, and you're going to have some fantastic times. You're going to have some phenomenal relationships, because that's what it's all about. Whatever it is that you're doing in this world, the bottom line is going to be based on relationships. And the better relationships that you have, the better outcome you're going to have. Check this out. Once again, my name is Pablo Rivera. This here is Make It Happen Mondays. Subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend about the channel. Like it. Share it. Whatever it is. And I'm also on Facebook. Watch Me Make It Happen Facebook page, right? I'm on Instagram. I'm about to drop my Twitter soon because it's my personal one. I'm going to see if I should do anything, or maybe I'm just going to rock steady with my personal one. You know what I'm saying? But I hope that this message has motivated you, has inspired you. And I hope that you come back not only this Monday, but next Monday and all the Mondays to come right here on Make It Happen Monday.
A level head on my shoulders when I'm in motion. I'm focused, thoroughly thought of my plans and the execution. You notice, ain't no time to think about it, only time to react. Your intuition under pressure, weigh you down on your back. I scribble thoughts in my palm, I see you when I get home. Organize my inner visions while I'm chilling and calm. A politician's mindset